G'day and welcome back to Duxall Gaming and LakeLand Vale. We are back here on FS19 and we are going to continue on with setting our farm up and getting things going. Alright, let's get into it. So what we've done is, strangely enough for those that know me on this channel, we did a little bit of mowing. Now let's pull up the map and have a bit of a look-see. So these are the fields we own, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Enable the grass. And then if we go across here, you'll see where I've mowed. So I've mowed around field 5. It's already started growing back pretty quickly. I also mowed all around fields 1 through to 4. And we've got that all done, ready to go. Now, I did tether more of it. Tidied up the mess that the Swadro made. And we've just got to go and collect it. Now, talking of the Swadro, if we just want it run over here, the Swadro we're putting out of commission. In fact, we put it out of commission. We sold it. We got rid of it. We just had enough of it. So what we did buy is we bought the, now I'm pretty sure, and in fact I'm positive, this is the Australian windrower, the Shinkle. So this is our windrower of choice for this series. So you'll get to see that a little bit later. It's a bit muddy, but that's all good. Now, the other thing I wanted to mention too, our good friend Elroy, he made a comment that he wanted to see a Voltra, not the John Deere. And so because we got enough money there, I did buy a little Voltra just to do a lot of the smaller stuff around the farm. It's actually got more guts than the baby John Deere we had. So we'll probably pay that one off as well and get rid of that. Slowly get rid of those deer. All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to see whether we've got a, I think we've got a tractor that's got the loading wagon. Here we go. Right here, so he's meant to be offloading. Or is he full? It can't be full, surely. Grass capacity. Right, so why won't that offload? All right, let's. I probably will. I'm just not looking. Right, had the HUD hidden. So we're just going to offload this grass here now, and then we're going to head on over and get the rest of it. All right, so let's head on over. Hope you're doing well. We're going to yes, hope you're doing well. Sorry, I was thinking about 3 things at once. Brain went to overload. So hope everyone is doing really well. We are just enjoying getting back in here, back onto the farm, any farm really, and just getting. We have had a long hiatus. It's probably served as well in one aspect, and the fact that we're coming back and it's almost fresh. I still have my gripes about the game and many aspects of it, but we'll save that for another episode. But yeah, it's nice to be back. I actually just spent a bit of time on Western Australia, the other series we had. Now, I have actually closed that one off effectively as far as the channel goes. I'm still playing it as a solo game, because I do just love the map. It's just that it takes so much work in between videos to get it ready for a video. So what I'm going to do with that is I am going to make that, I've just decided, just on the cusp, I'm going to make that a Patreon only series. So that will be made available for our Patreons, and some of it we may show on our Discord as well. So yeah, Western Australia will be exclusively for Patreons and Discord. So if you want to see that, then best you consider becoming a patron of the channel. And you can indeed do so from as little as $1 a month. And it does help us set everything up, buy any hardware, anything we need, pay for the internet, which we obviously need to do the YouTube recording and uploading, all that sort of stuff. So yes, if you would so wish to, it'll be lovely and very graciously received. It will also go in the future towards getting a multiplayer server back again. And for those of you that aren't already aware, I put a bit of a poll up on my YouTube channel in the community tab, just asking whether anyone would be interested in joining us regularly for multiplayer sessions, or occasionally, or just not at all and just viewing or whatever else. So if you haven't already been on there and replied to that, then please do so. And if you really would like to consider coming on and doing some farming sim, or even some other games online multiplayer as we stream, then let me know. All right, we're going to head up here now. Head south as we head up the hill. Now, again, as we've said in the previous episodes, the hills and sort of that around this farm or this area is very, very. I was going to say unassuming. It's not the word I'm looking for. But anyway, it's very deceiving because it really does start testing out. Like this John Deere here is really struggling with this Shootmaker loading wagon when it's going up any sort of a rise. So yeah, it does struggle a little bit. All right, so we've got a full wagon. So now we're going to head back around without trying to take out too much of that crop, and we'll head back down and dump this, and then we'll do another load. All right, other news. I don't think there's much in the way of news or anything to talk about per se. Obviously, we've got the news about Giants and FS21. I will touch on that just a little bit right now. I'm going to talk about it in a separate video. I have some very definite views on this whole situation. I'm just going to summarize that very, very quickly. I think a lot of people are in two minds as to whether it's a good thing for Giants to do it or not. Many are saying it's a good thing, many are saying it's not. I haven't really fully contemplated which way I'm siding with, but I'm tending to go towards the side of it's not a good thing. Why isn't it a good thing, Duck? Why did they stuffed up so much with FS19 release? They rushed it out. Nothing was finished. It wasn't polished. There was all these errors. The asset placement was wrong. The tool wasn't there to fix everything. That had to come later. All that sort of stuff. So why would it possibly be a bad thing for them to delay it? 2 years is not enough time for them to develop new stuff, etc., etc., etc. Well, put simply, Giants have made no secret of the fact that they are wanting to become more console-centric. FS19 was dumbed down. FS17 was dumbed down to a degree as well to enable it to go on consoles. Now, yes, Giants have announced that the primary reason for delaying it is because of the new consoles coming out. Hey, I get that. I get it. Purely from a money point of view, from an economic point of view, and a profit point of view for their shareholders, it makes sense. They're not going to bring out FS21 for the Xbox and the PlayStation 4 when the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox X, or the XX, or whatever they're calling it, is on the horizon. It's just madness. Because obviously they haven't got those systems to develop them to. If they did, they wouldn't have necessarily said they're going to wait so long or whatever else. But that's irrespective. That's what they said. Now, look, console players, yeah, you're going to be happy with it, and kudos to you guys. You're going to be happier, right? I get that. What I don't get is this is a farming simulator game. Okay, now it's been dumbed down. We know that. We've seen it. There's so many different parts to this conversation. But ultimately, I fear that this is a game that is just going to become let's refer to farm manager. It's just going to be a very simplistic farming game. It's not going to have the difficulty and the simulation aspects to it. The new consoles are going to have restrictions the same as what the current ones do. The hardware and the way it all works, and to ensure a guaranteed frame rate of 60 frames a second, there has to be limitations on it. Okay, it's not, you can't just pull out the video card from the Xbox or the PlayStation and upgrade it like you can a PC. So there are going to be limitations to make sure that that console, under their brand name, I just understand, they don't want to have something that's not working under their brand. It tarnishes their brand. They want to make sure it's going to work 99.9% of the time, and it's going to be smooth and easy to play. So in doing so, I think okay, the biggest market share for farming sim is consoles. Yep, fine, get it. But it's not going to help the game in the longer term. Now, let's have a look at Farming Sim 19. We've made it harder and harder for modders for their mods to get on ModHub. Well, except for recently. I mean, you look at some of the mods that are out there, and obviously their QA department's not even looking at it, and don't even get me started on QA. I had a real bee in my bonnet about it with FS19 and its release anyway. But some of the stuff that's coming out now is just rubbish. It's not to the same standards, and that's okay. I get that. But the problem with it is while we were holding it at such a high standard, modders weren't creating for the consoles. Now, if, irrespective of whether they're making it for the consoles or not, or if they are particularly making it for the consoles, and the modders are getting a lot of hurt from Giants and the fact that it's not good enough, or you have to do this, you have to do that, blah, 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 and putting so many extra hoops, they're not going to want a mod for it. And I think it was Nicholas, I think it is. I apologise if I got his name wrong, from Custom Modding. He put a post up just recently saying about how I effectively think he's over trying to make mods that'll go on the console, because he's skipping through the hoops. It's not as good. He can't do it as much. He can't update it as much. There's all those little things, and he's just over it all. Now, there's a group, Custom Modding, that have produced some really good. I mean, look, I don't like John Deere. I'm not a huge fan of John Deere, but a lot of stuff I'm using, like for instance in this save game, is custom modding stuff because I like their models. I like their level of detail, irrespective of what the brand is they're working on. So that in itself is a risk. So virtually all of our modders, right now, yes, there are going to be some exceptions, but virtually all of the modders that are modding for Farming Simulator for both PC and or console are PC based people. You're not creating mods on a PlayStation or an Xbox. Okay, so the logical suggestion would be a lot of them are PC gamers or have been PC gamers, and they also like the console and they're also supporting the console. That's fine. I get that. There's going to be a bit of carryover, but you've got a real risk if Farming Simulator as a genre does not still maintain a level of simulation and fidelity that's needed to maintain that tag and that element of simulation, people aren't going to want to build mods for it. They're not going to want to play for it. People don't want to build mods for Farming Simulator. Well, it doesn't matter how long, how many consoles you've got running it. At the end of the day, even though Giants don't like admitting it, and they certainly have countered and said that, no, we think it'd be a successful game without modders. The reality of it is, I know, you know, and you talk to anyone else about it, if it wasn't for the modders, this game, or this genre of game, Farming Sim, you would play for about a month, maybe 2 months, and then drop it. There's no longevity in it. The longevity is given to us by new mods, by new maps, and all that sort of stuff. Now, Giants can't produce maps. Not worth a beep. So if they're not going to produce maps, or even if they do produce maps, it's still not going to have the same longevity. I'm sorry, it's just not going to be there. So yeah, I'm going to go on and on and on. I'm going to stop. At the end of the day, my opinion is, I don't think it's a good thing that they've stopped it just because of console. If they've stopped it because they need more time to develop it from the PC side of it as well, and they're going to implement a whole pile of new stuff that we actually want and need, not some stupid four-legged things that can be used to make glue and dog food, then yes, I'm all for it. If it's purely just so they can port the game into the new consoles, at quite possibly the risk of losing the fidelity and the detail of a simulation, then no, I'm not for it. I don't cut it. I don't agree with it. But hey, only time will tell. Only time will tell. All I do is I hope that Giants start doing some proper QA. If you don't know how to do proper QA, you want a hand doing QA, give me a yell. But really putting some proper QA in, really testing it out, really making sure that when they're releasing the game, irrespective whether it's PC or console, it is worthy of, whether it not be a AAA title, a AA title, but make sure it's worthy. It's ready for release. Not ready for release and a patch come out and all that sort of stuff. Now, on the flip side, very quickly on that, I wouldn't mind it even so much if Giants could actually do a quick patch. But for FS19 patches, noting that, and this is one of the big bugbears that bit them, most of the steering wheels didn't work out of the box. Now, that's one of the first things they should have been making sure was working 100%. Yet they didn't, and so they need to make sure that sort of stuff is QA'd and tested properly. Also, having a model come into the game that can't be refueled. Guys, that is simple stuff. Now, there's a model in the class DLC that's got exactly the same problem, and you still haven't patched that. So, saying you're going to release a game that may have some problems, then patch it? Nah, you've lost me. You can't do it. You cannot successfully bring out a patch at short notice to fix problem things that are identified to you in a relatively short period of time, even a medium period of time. It just takes you far too long. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say about it for now. As you can tell, I'm emotive about it, I suppose, because I really have enjoyed this game. Farming Simulator 17, I played 3.5, almost 4,000 hours. This version, I'm at a couple of hundred, if that. The difference, well, it's the game. It's the quality of the game. It's a whole pile of things, but it's just not as good as 17. And there'll be some that'll say, right, we'll go back and play 17. You know what? I could quite easily. And look, there's been a few that have. I mean, Bullet Bill's released his map that was private. And I mean, like a couple of others, I had access to that map very early on in its development stage because I'm friends with Bullet Bill, or I'll consider myself friends with Bullet Bill. And I was given access to it because I was going to be part of his multiplayer server and that private server. And it's a beautiful map, it really is. And Jerry and a couple of others have gone back to that and they're playing FS17. There are a lot of people that didn't leave FS17 because of the fact that it's better than 19 in so many different ways. The skybox that our mate, I say he's a mate, we know him through Eustace Farmer and Jerry and Bullet Bill, but he created this skybox. The sky looks so much better in FS17 with the skybox. It is so much more realistic. Yeah, okay, this has got the clouds that change, but it just doesn't look right. There's just so many things in FS17 that are just so much better. Yep, okay, I can go back to it. I certainly can. And you know what? I've been playing it offline. And there's some mods on there that still haven't got to FS19, and I love them. The Road Train Pack by GTX Modding, and a few other things. I mean, there are some good things that are coming in 19, but tell you what, there's some awfully good cracking things that are in 17 as well. Anyway, that's it. We're going to move along before I fill up the whole episode with my diatribe. But yeah, so I don't think it's necessarily a 100% great thing. They've announced the delay. If it's done for the right reasons and not just purely to be able to code it for the new consoles, well, then that's okay. And that's what I mean. I mean, I don't want them just to sit there and go, right, we're just going to write the code for the new Xbox and PlayStation, and we won't really worry about developing and fixing and pre-planning or whatever else. I mean, look, realistically, would they do that? Who knows? But Giants, not that you listen to me. I mean, I'm not one of the golden head boys and all that stuff, but you know what? I'm a bit more of a realist, and I'll tell you how it is. And if nothing else, and it doesn't matter whether anyone agrees with me or not, if nothing else, FS19 was a huge disappointment to your core fan base, and whether or not you wish to acknowledge it, it has damaged you and you need to make sure that your next game, whether it be FS21, FS22, FS23, or whatever it is, you need to hit that at 100% at full speed running. If you don't, I foresee that the farming simulator genre from Giants will be on a very fast decline. And that's all I'm going to say. That's it. But prove me wrong. Come on, Giants, prove me wrong. Feel free to contact me to discuss it as well. I'm more than happy to do that as well. But like I said, if you also want somebody to help you with QA, more than happy to. Might have higher standards. Anyway, we'll move on. All right. So we're collecting all this grass now, so we're going to have our sheep. So what we're going to do is we're also going to look at getting some sheep in. I think we might have to go over and set up all our piping for our water troughs. We're going to get some piping put in so we can fill the water troughs with some water from the pipes instead of actually having to transport water over there in tankers. So we'll probably do that as well. And I think the rest of this grass I will probably pick up off camera because I don't want to bore you silly, even though I'm quite happy to be mowing and picking up grass and baling all day long. That's okay. That's my problem. All right, so we're just going to dump this lot here. Now, we should have a fair amount of grass in there now. Right, what have we got? 333,000. So that's nice. Okay. All right. The rest of those crops there, by the way, is basically what came standard, except for the one crop we harvested. Was that wheat? Yes, it was wheat. So, except for the wheat that we harvested, that's what we started with this map, or with this farm when we bought this farm. So it had already been partially worked. All right, so what we're going to do now is we are going to get another tractor here. I'm going to go find our truck. Here's our Ford. We did chase the lizard over. I did mean to tell you that. I think at the last episode we did change it over. We sold the other one and replaced it with this one, only because of the fact it didn't have the guts. And this one's a much nicer looking tractor as well, the old Ford. Yeah, it's very similar to the old Ford Louisville, but I don't think it is. And I'm certainly not a truck aficionado well enough to know. So this is it in cab. Glorious. And it goes like the clappers. That tinted front windshield. So he's going to go down here to the shop. All right. I'm going to pull in here. Now I've got a choice. I can either purchase or lease animal trailers. Now I think we're going to purchase the animal trailers. We've got enough cash to purchase them, so I think that's what we're going to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to come over here into our trailers. We're going to come over here to animals, animal transport, and over here we've got these Rytrans trailers. Now these are a good Aussie trailer. I love these. So we're going to grab a B trailer. Now the configuration of these is quite simple. We have a lead, a middle, and that's the options there. So the lead truck has a fully closed off front panel. Okay, so when it's flying behind the truck, there's no soot or ash or anything that comes in through the front end of the trailer. The middle is actually got interconnection areas, so we can actually connect between the trailer in front. So we're going to go the lead for this one. We have the option of color guards, chrome guards, and then we have the options of the wheel setup standard and spiders. Now the spiders are the go-to. Good Aussie looking trailer. Right, so we're going to buy that. I am going to buy the red version. That's fine. So we've got the A trailer. Now we're going to buy, sorry, we've got the B trailer. Now we're going to buy the A trailer. It clicks in. Right. So we don't need this one to be the lead. It can be the middle. Color guards, which is fine. The attaches, long vehicle. Right. So by doing long vehicle, we can actually attach another trailer to the back of it if we so desire, or a dolly. And we're going to have spiders. So we've got the spider wheels there, or rims, and then we're going to go buy that one. Okay, right. So we've bought our trailers. Come back out. There they are over there. So we're going to grab the truck and we're going to get over and grab our trailers. And then what we'll do is we'll head on over and purchase our first load of sheep. Right. So we're going to reverse up and grab our B trailer. Okay. Oh, jumped around a bit there. Couldn't see a thing. Right, how good do these look? Right. I don't know if I'm going to quite get enough on him. Just. Okay, right. Now, we're going to have a look and see where we're going to go for our animals. So, it's just up here near the shops, up the northern section. Oops, don't need that. Let's close that back off. So, what we're going to do is we're going to head straight over there and pick up some sheep. All right. Let's have a look at this. Let's have a look. I think that's time for a screenshot. Look at that. Beautiful looking vessel. A vessel. A truck. Alright, let's continue on. Before I call it a space shuttle or something. Alright, so down here, as we said in our basic tour video on Lakeland, this is where our shops and everything are. But in here, we head down to the animal purchase point and we can buy our sheep down in here. So round through here. All right. Now, wasn't it? Right. Now, sheep. We've got white, brown, black and white, or black. I'm going to buy some white sheep. Now we've got our trailers full. Right. Now, there we go. We've got a whole pile of black sheep in there, and we've got a whole pile of white sheep in there. Right, off we go. Let's get back to the farm and offload these, and that will be the end of the episode. So then what we'll have to do is we'll have to come back, and next episode, we will have to feed them, all that sort of stuff if I haven't done that beforehand, but we'll definitely get that all done. All right, so thanks so much for watching us. A big thanks to Stevie for his wonderful map, LakeLand Vale. It's available from Stevie's Facebook page, which is listed down below in the comments. And also, don't forget, it is available on simplysafemods.com. That is a wonderful site created by our good mate, Jerry, GrizzlyBearSims. And you can go over there and download that and any other mod for that matter. Safe, virus-free, malware-free, without any obligations, all that sort of stuff, no ads. He's just doing it out of the nicety of his heart for the farming sim community and lovers of the farming sim game in general. So head on over there, and don't forget to jump onto the Simply Safe Mods Discord as well. And thank Jerry for what he's doing. And also, while you're there, don't forget to jump over into my Discord as well and come and say g'day and have a chat there and hang around. Apart from that, also, don't forget to press that like button if you like the episode. And if you didn't like the episode, that's okay. But then consider also, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, subscribing to the channel as well. And if you are subscribing to the channel, make sure you press that alarm notification icon so you're made aware of when more videos are brought to the channel, just like this one, although hopefully maybe a little bit better. Yeah, come and join us. In fact, no, we're going to end this way. Moving through the little road through here. Haven't gone past it yet. I've gone past it now, haven't I? Right, it's just there. Right. Take out some of the brush. Right. Yes, so come and join us. We'd love to have you here. And We'll offload these sheep and then we'll all be good. So thanks so much for joining us, and we'll see you again very, very soon back here at Duxzilla Gaming and LakeLand Vale. See you later. Bye.